All right. With a long week, I know a lot of people are talking a lot of nonsense. A lot of people are saying this, that, and the third. So we're going to go over a couple of these rumors. OBJ possibly going to Dallas. Do the Philadelphia Eagles need to lose a game to win in the long run? We're going to talk about it.
You want Philly?
Yeah, let's do it.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, a.k.a. Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. So like I said, a lot is going on, man. The Washington Commanders might be selling to Amazon. The Philadelphia Eagles are being told they need to lose a game in order to really win. The Dallas Cowboys are begging for a wide receiver. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day, and we're going to talk about all that. Now, before we get into that, be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family. We are on the road to 4K, and I would love for you guys to join that ride. Now, let's start with the low-hanging fruit, and it's probably one of the nastiest. It's not ripe fruit, it's nasty fruit. It's like that fruit that you just walk by and it's probably poisonous, right? So the Washington Commanders, they're looking to sell their team. Owners are urging Dan Snyder to sell the team. It would be interesting to see if they change the name, because Commanders is a terrible name. But either way, there are guys that are looking to buy the team. There's been rumors that Jay-Z and Jeff Bezos are talking about getting together and possibly buying the team. They could buy it individually. I know they got mad money, so let me get a couple stocks. You know what I'm saying? Let me get a couple stocks in that too. But no, it looks like they might be, realistically closing in on a deal. Washington may no longer be under the rule of Dan Snyder. And look, we're gonna have George Carmi on this week because obviously it is Washington Commander week. Washington football team week. Washington, whoever the heck they are. I have fun with them. But we are gonna have George on here, and I am gonna talk to him about that. But just from what I do know and my conversations with a bunch of Washington fans, this is probably a blessing in disguise. They're probably very, very excited that Dan Snyder might be, kind of forced and kind of pushed to sell the team. I know Washington fans are kind of tired of all the drama that comes with Dan Snyder. Obviously, the product on the football field has not been great, right? They have not been winning many games, but at the same time, it's one thing to be losing games. It's another to just be losing off the field. Like, it never ends for Washington, whether it's a scandal, whether it's money-wise. Just the other day, or it was a couple of weeks ago, but their 50-50 check bounced. You know what I'm saying? And you're a professional team. You can't even pay your giveaways. Like, so many things are happening. Obviously, the whole cheerleader situation. There's just so many stories with Dan Snyder. The fact that he made it this far is honestly kind of impressive. Honestly, the fact that he's still their owner is actually very impressive. I think if he would have said maybe a racist remark or something that apparently, I'm not going to go there, but if he said something to the wrong people, I'll say it like that, he probably would have been ousted a lot quicker. He has been saying that if people try to kick him out, he has a whole bunch of dirt on a whole bunch of people. So it'll be interesting to see if he's really serious about that and if he starts airing dirty laundry. I mean, This could open a can of worms because, and I've said this before, look, the NFL, nobody is walking around with white gloves. Nobody has clean hands. Like, this is a business at the end of the day, and it's a cutthroat business. It's a dog eat dog business. Like, you have to be cutthroat in a type of business like this when you're dealing with this much money. So I wouldn't be surprised if Dan Snyder has some some stuff that other people don't want coming out. And I just hope that it's nothing on Howie. I doubt that it is anything on Howie at this point. Like, I think Howie's, all his dirty laundry is already out. I don't think there's anything he really hides. But it's going to be interesting to see how the NFL reacts to this, man. If Dan Snyder is forced to sell, will he get upset and start airing everybody's laundry? That's really what I'm looking for. That's really what I'm waiting for. And it's going to be interesting to see if, Jay-Z does buy that, if Bezos does buy that, if there's somebody that comes out of nowhere, or maybe a group, gets together and tries to buy it. I'm excited. I think that the Washington Commanders could use a nice little facelift. Obviously, with their head coach, Ron Rivera. I love Ron Rivera, but he's kind of a make you a team coach, right? He's like, I'm going to make you a respectable team, but I'm not really going to get you to the Super Bowl. I'm probably not going to win you a Super Bowl. So, I mean, I love Ron Rivera. I respect the heck out of him. But, it's time for them to make this little shift. And I think that if you are able to go and get a new owner, that doesn't have the negative connotations behind him as a Dan Snyder does, maybe that helps you down the road. So I wanted to talk about that. It is what it is. I also want to talk about Dallas, man. Dallas is looking at OBJ. He's looking at Odell Beckham. Micah Parsons, ever since he has graduated from Penn State, has just made it a mission to break my heart, and he does not stop here. He's been recruiting OBJ. He's been telling Odell Beckham to come on over to Dallas. That, at the end of the day, Odell Beckham said he did respond to Micah Parsons, and he basically said, you let him know, because most of his family lives down there, and he just wants to win. Look, I'm happy that your family lives down there. That might be a win. That might be a win for you, OBJ. But you ain't going to win much if you go down to Dallas. I promise you that much. Dallas ain't doing nothing this year. But realistically, would OBJ make me a little bit worried about this team? Not really. If I'm being 100% honest, not really. Like, the Dallas Cowboys are just in a position that I really don't think they have a good coach. I don't think that their scheme is going to work for their offense anymore. You throw OBJ in there halfway through the season, I don't think that makes much of a difference. You are not the LA Rams. You are not a wide receiver away. You're not a couple pieces away. Like, it's just, I think it's throwing money out there and just hoping it works. I don't think it will. And if you look at the Dallas Cowboys and you look at OBJ's situation, I could be wrong about this, but from what I'm reading, OBJ wants some kind of security, whether it be a 2-3 year deal, right? Dallas Cowboys ain't doing that. Dallas Cowboys just gave up a way better, and I don't want to say way better, but Amari Cooper is a better wide receiver at this point in his career, right? And they just gave up Amari Cooper for a ham sandwich and a half-eaten bagel. Like, there's no way you're going to really justify the Dallas Cowboys all of a sudden switching up their whole mentality and going out there and giving OBJ a bag who's coming off of a ACL injury, excuse me. So it just doesn't make sense to me. If they go and do that, I think it's desperation. If I'm being 100% honest, I think that is just them saying, yo, we need something. And, hey, I like seeing desperate Cowboys. I do. I think it's a beautiful sight. I think it's hilarious, if I'm being honest. And I know that there's going to be Cowboys fans in the comments like, oh, desperate? How are we desperate? We ain't desperate. We add into our roster, man. You add in a injury-prone, field goal, neck kicking, angry little diva. That's what y'all want to add. But go right ahead, be my guest. Honestly, I hope that the Eagles add him and don't even play him. Let's sign him and sign him to our practice squad just so we can piss everybody off. That's how I'm feeling. But main overarching point: am I afraid of the Dallas Cowboys going out and getting OBJ? I'll say this slowly and I'll say it lowly. Hell no, I am not afraid of that at all, not at all. So we had to talk about that, and we talked about that. Last thing I want to talk about is an article that I saw floating around. I think it originated from Bleeding Green, but I've seen a couple more people making little spoof articles on, not spoof, but like basically stealing with it. It is what it is. I don't have any other good words for it. But I believe it was Bleeding Green that started off saying, do the Eagles need to lose a game? The Eagles don't need to lose a game in order to see who they are. I just want to kind of echo that sentiment. I really do, because I feel like I've been one to be on here and say that I'm interested to see how the Eagles, react when they lose. And I want to make sure I make it clear, right? I want to kind of clarify that a little bit, because I don't want people thinking, oh, Joe wants us to lose. Joe wants to see what happens when we lose. No, that's not it at all. I don't want to see us lose, but it will be interesting to see how they handle that type of adversity. We've seen a lot of adversity already with this Eagles team, right? We've gotten punched in the mouth in a couple of games, and we were able to come back, able to, really go out there and prove that we're going to fight through the muck, fight through the trash, and still be a great team. But my whole sentiment with that, my whole thought process with that was, if we are to lose, that is going to show us the ultimate, right? Because at the end of the day, it is very tough for NFL teams to get up every week, period. But if you go out there and you lose a game, you go out there and have a down game, does it mess with your confidence? Does it mess with your chemistry? I don't think it will. I think that this team is built very well, and I think if you didn't watch it, go watch it. But Jalen Hurts did his first ever mic'd up, right? probably the most boring mic'd up ever, and I loved every single second of it. This man was throwing touchdowns and just walked up the field like nothing happened. This man was throwing dimes, throwing dots, getting huge plays. You see Jordan Mailata jumping up and down, and he's just walking up like nothing happened at all. Like, I love it. I love the attitude. I love the personality of this team. So I did want to clarify. I don't want to see them lose. I don't need to see them lose. But it will be interesting if we see them lose, how they respond to that. But I do agree, we don't need to see them lose to know that this team is good. Because guess what? This team is pretty darn good. So you guys let me know what y'all thinking about those 3 topics. I just wanted to bring that up real quick. But other than that, man, I got a Phillies coffee cup in honor of my girl. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was talking a lot of junk about the Phillies during that thing, and I just want to say I'm sorry to her. I apologize. I still love that woman. But y'all let me know what y'all thinking, man. Y'all know what it is. Other than that, it's fly equals fly, and we are out here. Goodbye, guys. Have a great one. Have a great one. Thank you.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for
Yeah.
you.
Fly was flying on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird gang nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randolph. Season here, really time to do them in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.